All right, you guys, welcome tonight. I'm so excited for the Jenn Cooper to be hosting our team call tonight. You guys, she is amazing. She is, this month was going to be a big push month for our team for Emerald, and I was kind of racking my brain on who could I contact to see if they would host a call for us, and Jenn was the first name that popped into my head. Her energy is amazing. She is inspirational. She is motivational. I just got done with a 90-day run with her, and she did a kind of a training for us, and it was amazing. And so I'm just so excited for you guys to just get to hear a little bit of how she poured into us over those 90 days. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for her, and I can't wait to hear what all she has for us tonight. She's just coming off of a trip from Greece with some of the top leaders in our industry, and I am just stoked. I can't wait for you all to hear. I can't wait for me. So get out your pens and papers, and please give Jenn a warm welcome. Thank you so much for being on here tonight, Jenn.
Oh my goodness, you are so sweet, Milo. Oh my gosh. Hello everybody. I'm so happy to see your faces. And when you said speaker view, I'm like, oh no, am I not going to be able to see everybody? I really want to. If you guys are,
do you want me to change it? Do you want me to change it to like the whole view?
Well, I can see everybody, but you guys can't see each other, right?
Well, we can see like the top 5 or 6 at the top. And we can, I don't know what actually everybody can see. Somebody said they can see the whole screen. Okay, Jennifer said that. Oh, good. Okay, we're all good.
Yeah, let's keep this all together, because there's going to be, you guys are going to be chatting with me, okay? So even if you think like you're just jumping on and you're like, oh, just listen in, like, that's not how this is going to roll. This is not the Jenn Cooper show. It's so important that we kind of collaborate together on this. And I hope you guys are cool with that. So if you, I just lost my train of thought. Yes, so we're going to be participating together, because this is something, we're talking about fear. Like, this is personal. Like, this is something that I guarantee holds every single one of us back from the true potential that we should be tasting in our lives. And the very, very sad thing is that most people won't. My biggest fear is not tasting my potential. Like, if I'm not feeling afraid, and often I get kind of like twitchy and itchy, like it makes me very uncomfortable, because that tells me that I'm kind of playing it easy. You know, I'm riding it safe, because that's what's comfortable. That's what's natural. But let me back up a minute. Just so if you don't have your videos on right now, that's cool. You might be like naked in the shower, but don't hesitate to take yourself. That's what I was going to say. Take yourself off video if you can. This is a safe place. You know, nobody's judging you if you're not wearing underwear. I'm, for once, wearing underwear this late in a Zoom. Usually I'm not. But I taught a body combat class, so I still have like the sweat that's now dry in my hair. Like, my sweaty pits are all dry now. So it is what it is. But if you guys can the more you participate, the better this will be for everyone, especially you. So to tell you again who I am, my name is Jenn Cooper. I'm an Emerald Ambassador. I am on my way to Sapphire, not hopefully. I will be by December 31st this year. Yes, Megan, no bra. I love it. Woo! Yeah. So if we're not friends on Facebook, I would love to connect with you. I actually just opened up a private community that I'm really excited about. It's called Crave the Clothes. For any of you that are, maybe new to sales, or maybe you don't have selling skills. Maybe you want to up your selling skills. Maybe selling makes you really uncomfortable and uneasy. if you're feeling any of those things, you got to be in my group. We just got started about 72 hours ago, and it's probably got almost 200 people in it. And I see that only going up. Again, it's called Crave the Close. Make sure that you request to be in there because I want to connect with you and help you there too. So the purpose of this call, I said, Mila, what would be an awesome like home run topic that we could connect on that, you know, that was really relevant to kind of where everybody was at, and maybe some recurring things that she hears from people. What's relevant to your people right now? And she felt, I agree with her, because I think everybody in network marketing has a degree of fear, but the purpose of why we chose fear was to really learn, you know, why does fear happen? What feeds it? What actually feeds our fear? What is the food source? And how to combat it. Is that cool with you guys? Give me a thumbs up if you're good with that. Cool. Is there anything else you want to talk about while we're here tonight together? I want tonight to be special. Tell you what, if there's anything else that you'd like to talk about, take yourself off mute and you can interrupt me or drop it in the chat. Okay, so let's get started. I have to ask you guys first and foremost, who feels fear? Maybe at a moderate level, mild to moderate, maybe some of you more. Okay, there's a lot of people. All right, cool. Now, take yourself off mute and tell me what you fear most. Just so I kind of know, I can get to know you, get to know the group.
Failure.
Who said that?
Megan.
Megan. Hi, Megan.
Hi, Jen.
I can empathize with you. Fear of failure, man. Failing hurts sometimes. You don't like to hurt. What else, guys?
Not having all the information.
Ooh, okay. In something specific, like just in life in general, or when you're trying to, like, what specifically?
I feel like sometimes I don't want to put myself out there because I feel like if I don't have all the information, like I'm not ready to go. And so that holds me back.
That's interesting. And actually, I actually would go so far to say that's probably one of the top reasons that a lot of people are feeling reservation in sharing our product with people and our opportunity, because there's a certain degree of not wanting to be a dog with your tail between your legs that you're like, I just don't want to do it because I feel that way. Get it? Does anybody ATM out there? Add tag message? Yeah. Have you guys seen my training in the corporate community page? If you haven't, make sure you go take a look at that, because that is single-hand, honestly, Nicole, that's the reason I'm probably ultra passionate about the ATM method, is because it's by far above and beyond the most duplicative system I've ever seen in network marketing. I have never seen anything come close to as duplicative as the ATM process. And the best part about it is you don't need to know everything, because a lot of the answers to the common questions can be found with a post inside your community. But thank you for sharing that. What else, guys? Couple more. What do we fear? What do you fear most?
I've got one.
Buzzwords that I'm like waiting for.
Rejection.
Oh,
Rejection. All right.
success.
Fear of success. Interesting, guys.
I think mine goes like the similar path to Megan, is success, but I'm scared to be the leader I know. I'm scared to be the leader on the outside that I know I am on the inside.
Why do you think, Jen?
Oh, I have a whole list my coach and I are working on right now.
Who's your coach?
I have a guy here locally in Denver that I've been working with off and on for 12 years or more.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, I went back to him this year because a lot of the things that are coming up again, he's given me in the past, and I noticed that I was not using the tools that I know I have available to me. They weren't coming back to the front of my mind. They were like sitting way in the back. And
Very.
and I needed someone who knew me. Yes, suffocated is the exact right word. My life, and I've big things in my life the last 6 to 9 months, and it's amazing when I grew up with this level of success and expectation and self-confidence, and as life changes and things happen, and I'm in a big change in our life right now. We've got big changes with our main businesses, but also our oldest daughter just graduated from high school. But those are big changes coming for our family, for me as a mom. And the fear that comes with all of that, it's amazing how it trickles down into all these little spaces. So you don't perform the way you like on the inside. I know on the inside how I should be performing, but it does not come out of my mouth or across to my team. And I'm tired of that.
Are you ready to get past that?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Digging pretty deep, though. Way deeper than I thought.
It's true. It's true. Thank you for sharing that, Jen. I know that was not easy for you. So thank you for being vulnerable. Tonight that's what I want this to be. Guys, I want this to be candid, an honest conversation about this, because it's almost like, if we don't give it a voice, all the good gets buried. If you don't give it a voice, it stays inside of you and it starts suffocating all the greatness that every single one of you are sitting on right now. Quit hoarding your crap. Seriously, stop hoarding your crap, because somebody else's life could be drastically improved by you getting over yourself. Okay? I want to, let's try, if not for nothing else, guys, if you take nothing else tonight, try and keep in mind that behind what you fear the most is what you actually want the most. And sometimes we don't necessarily see that because we're not thinking big picture in that moment. But the things that you fear, the things that you fear the most are actually feedback.
Hey, Jen, can you hold up just 1 second?
Yeah.
Thank you. Guys, if you're just popping on, I'm able to mute most, and feel free to unmute yourself, but just for some background feedback we're getting, if you wouldn't mind muting yourself, that would be awesome. And then, Jen, there's also some great comments, too, on fear, and I don't know if you saw those as you guys were talking.
I'm reading them right now. Yep.
Great. Okay.
Yes, thank you. Yes, these are a lot of the things that I was thinking I would hear, guys. Fearing of what other people think, fear of judgment. We're going to get into some of this. But truly, what you fear behind what you fear most is actually what you want the most. Love, success, purpose. That's literally hiding behind the things that you fear most because of that fear of the unknown. But let's talk about kind of why fear happens. If I'm being honest with you guys, I am doing a shift in my mindset right now about fear. And if I don't necessarily believe anymore that it is fear that is holding so many of us back. I actually feel that it's lack of risk taking that's holding us back, not necessarily fear. And guys, I want to ask you, could some of you guys share what was your absolute greatest achievement in your life? I'd love to hear from someone. When you think about your best life's achievement, what is that? You can unmute yourself. Getting sober. Awesome, Jasmine. Yes. So amazing. Advocating for my son with autism. Yes, Matoka. I love you. Greatest achievement. Yeah. Guys, what I'd love to have a conversation with somebody if you want to take yourself off mute. What was the single best life achievement?
If somebody else wants to speak up, feel free. Mine, I would say, is just being able to come home with my kids. Like, that was a dream that I've had that my kids have always known, and being able, that's my greatest achievement, is being able to be home with them and just show them to, like, never ever give up on your dreams. I mean, so I would say that would be mine.
What did you risk to do that?
I would say, I don't know. Not necessarily my reputation. I think people were gonna think horrible of me, but I started Plexus and everybody was already kind of doing it, and I just knew people were like, oh, another one of those things. So I guess it would be reputation. Like, what are people gonna think of me? And still to this day, it's still kind of like that. And kind of just, you're totally vulnerable when you're in this type of business, and you have to teach your children, like, it's okay, and you just have to be real and raw. So I'd say that would probably be the biggest thing I feel like I've risked, because fortunately with Plexus Financial, it wasn't a financial risk. I mean, they have given us everything for a very, very minute amount of money. So I would say that'd probably be mine.
So risking vulnerability, which is probably, think about it, the number one fear on planet Earth is public speaking, right? Public speaking. Why? Because people are vulnerable. Vulnerability is a huge risk. Now, let me ask you, Mila, was it worth it?
110%.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jen. Looks like you want to say something. Oh, I thought she put her hand up. Sorry.
No, I was just like 110%. Absolutely. Those risks are, I can think of a whole handful of accomplishments that I accomplished, and most of it was prior to having kids, except for one, and that's, we're about to have our 20th anniversary in the end of June. And being married for 20 years is a huge accomplishment, and I did not, like, when you really sit and think about that, and the ups and downs and the ins and outs, and we've had a lot happen in our 20 years feels like a long time and very short all at the same time. And and I think most accomplishments are like that, because most of it is not fast, and the risks you have to take are not for one. It's not a moment of risk. It's multiple moments, minutes, hours, weeks, days, months, years of those risks to get to that ultimate accomplishment. And okay, I'm done.
You're right, Jen.
Go on. Yeah.
Jen, you're right. And guys, if you were thinking of some things when I asked that, and you were thinking in your head, like you almost, when I said, was it worth it? Can you almost laugh at the, well, yeah, of course it was worth it. Yeah, like it's almost like in a duh, obviously kind of way, right? See, here's the thing. Until we were all born taking risks. Who's got kids? Hands up if you got kids. Are they not like fearless little shits or what? I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry about my mouth, but seriously, I mean, they will get into everything. They stick stuff in the electrical sockets. Like they jump off their bunk beds. Like they swing from the chandelier. Like that's how we were naturally, all of us at one point in our lives, we were born doing that. You know, we started crawling and then we started walking and falling on our faces. Who's ever had a kid that like face planted and they got bumps and bruises and eggs on their foreheads because they fell down, right? But did they get down and like stay down? It's their natural, organic sense to get back up and try again. They're not like, oh, I can't get up. What if I fall again? Like, naturally, we were designed to do that. But somewhere along the way, we did that naturally until someone started telling you otherwise. Slow down, Nicole. Stop that, Missy. Watch yourself, Laura. Be careful. Shh, tone it down. Almost instilling that in us, right? Somewhere along the lines, we began to value other people's opinions of us more than we value our own. And that is not okay. That has contributed to a lot of the reasons that we feel fear. And we kind of are, I was going to ask you a question. We kind of already went over this, but, you know, actually maybe no, we didn't completely go over this. What judgment, guys, just in a word, what judgment do you fear other people passing on you? Because I know you do. A lot of you care about what other people think. I care what some people think. What are you afraid that they'll think? What judgment do you fear being passed on you? That you don't know enough?
Annoying.
That you're annoying? That you're a scammer? That you're part of some fad? Nikki says, I care if they like me. Sure. Our species wants to be liked. We want to be liked by our kind. That's just how we were born. So here's the thing. You're going to stop caring about what other people think of you when you come to terms with the realization that they don't. They don't. Think about somebody that has wronged you or somebody that has kind of led you astray. Do you think about them often, or are you just too damn busy? You're not thinking about them. You're too busy. So if you're sitting in this position where you're like, gosh, what are they going to think? What are they going to say? They're going to talk about me. Guys, they're not. They're too busy, just like you. They're too busy living life. So when you are thinking, oh, I'm afraid to follow up with them, I'm afraid to check back in with them, guess what? They probably forgot about you already. They're not thinking about you. If you're, guys, can't we all agree that we should probably get over ourselves a little bit to think that people are like, why would they be following up with me again? Like, what? Like, they're just, who's ever had somebody say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I didn't get back to you. Or in my head, I thought I got back to you, but I didn't actually. You ever had somebody say that?
Every day.
Yeah. Guys, they're not passing judgment on you. They're just not thinking about you. So when you feel that fear of what other people are going to think, ask yourself that question. Are they going to? Or is that something I'm creating in my head? Honestly, guys, and I'm going to switch gears from being, very lighthearted about this because this is so flipping serious that we all understand this together, okay? It is so serious that we understand our life's purpose. And I don't necessarily mean, I'm not talking, ProBio 5 and Slim and Plexus. I'm saying your life's purpose, whatever that is, it's riding on this. We have got to come to terms with fear and how we think about it. Our life's purpose is on the line, and fear can bury it alive. Fear will bury your purpose while you are still living. Put your hand up if you think that is unacceptable. Unacceptable. You know you're better than that, don't you? Deep down you do. You might question it from time to time. I know, we all do. But deep down, you know you're worth it. You do. And you know that your purpose is great. Maybe that scares you. Maybe you're thinking, gosh, I don't know what my purpose is. And that scares me. That's okay. It's okay. It's normal. But truly, it is unacceptable. It's unacceptable for us to allow fear to bury us while we are still living. Who fears selling plexus to people? Put your hand up if you fear selling plexus to people. Okay. It's about a split crowd, although I can't see with the people that don't have their videos on. Okay. So yes, Nikki, it's not all about us. I tell myself that every day, every single day. So here's the thing, guys, and I have a very serious question for you. And I want you to unmute yourself and tell me, when it comes to plexus, who out there is suffering if you don't tell them about it? Who's suffering?
Everyone.
Everyone? Well, let's be a little more specific. Who loses if you don't tell them about what you know?
Ourselves, us, me.
Us.
You? Who else, guys?
My family.
Your family? Do you have children, hon?
Yes.
It's very important, guys, when we feel that fear, that we consider the alternative. Deep down, aren't you kind of here because you're stronger than and more resilient than a lot of people? You're in social marketing. You cannot do social marketing without a bit of thick skin. You can't. I am not the ambassador that's going to say, anyone can do this. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Nope, that ain't me. You got to put some skin in the game. You guys are here tonight because you've got skin in the game. You're watching this on a replay. You're watching the replay because you've got skin in the game. Okay? You are here for a reason, and you know that you are better than to succumb to the fear that's holding you back from sharing with somebody that needs to know what you know. People need to know what you know, and there are people out there that are going to lose if you don't. Okay? I'd like to talk about one big thing. There's probably a few things, but this is a big one that feeds fear. Okay? Anybody have any idea what it is? What you think feeds fear? I think it's food. It's like gasoline on a fire. I see Nicole smiling. She's already thinking, I don't know enough though. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just picking on you.
I'm afraid I don't have the right answer.
Unrealistic expectations feeds fear. Nicole, what do you think feeds fear?
I'm not sure. I mean, there's so many things that feed into our fear, I feel like.
There are. There's one big one though. I won't torture all of you by making you try and think about it too hard, but let me ask you this. Have you ever had a time? Has anybody tried doing Facebook Live? Done Facebook Live? Hands up if you've gone live. Okay, here's your virtual high five because you're already ahead of the game. Keep doing it. Okay? Keep doing it. If you're not doing it, you should consider it. Okay? Because if you want to succeed in social marketing, you're going to have to start getting over that fear to stand out from the white noise. Now, what I was going to ask you is, Nikki, did you have your hand up, Nikki? You did go Facebook Live? No, was it Megan? Megan, you went Facebook Live? I saw somebody's hand up over on this side of my screen. Yeah. Maribel, you've gone live before. Have you ever gone to go live and then you psyched yourself out? Like you had something to share and then it kind of, you thought, oh, I got to wait for, better lighting or till I finish this, or, try to get your words right, try and script it out a bit. And before you know it, you've talked yourself out of it. You've never felt that way. Congratulations. I go live very often and I feel this pretty much every time. So I applaud you.
Hear me?
I can hear you.
So I do lives pretty often. And today when we got the email with the free blender, my kid was screaming behind me. I was screaming in front of the camera. I was messaging the message. I actually I asked my husband right now, what's my fear? And he said fear of not succeeding. And that is true because I know I want this. I know I deserve this. And it's just taking time because I do have 3 little ones. But like you said, you do have to have thick skin to do this. But I know deep inside me, there are things that I need to work on, and I'm still learning about myself. Like, I don't know what what can I do better? But going back to the first live, yes, when I did my first live, it came back the following year. I watched it and then I put it in private for myself. So yes.
Guys, that those moments where you find yourself, I just got to do this. Like, I just got to do it. Like, oh, come on, why can't I do it? And then you start to have these conversations in your head of, but what will happen if I do this? What will they think or say if I do this? What is the potential repercussion if I make this move? And then before you know it, time has ignited this elevated sense of fear that likely will never come to fruition. All the things that you feared could happen, might be said, might be thought. It rises to this level. The more time that goes by, time is what fuels fear. It's like the food. Honestly, it really is the food source of what will likely never happen. And the only difference maker is to starve your fear by actioning through it. The only difference maker. So when you start feeling that, it's almost like pulling the Band-Aid off. When you start to feel those fears, the anxiousness, the sweaty palms, the pit in your stomach. Guys, I don't know that there's a time that I go live that I don't get hives on my chest. And I like to think that I deliver a pretty solid message when I go live. And people say, oh, you seem like you're in control. And I'm like, well, I'm in control, but I got hives all over my boobs. Like, they're there. I just don't show you. But I could probably get a lot more viewers that way, couldn't I? Well, let's not go there. That's a conversation for later. But yes, time, truly. Yeah. Use the what if questions for good. Yes. Hooray for hives. Hive girls. I love you, Matoka. Yes, you guys, truly. It is time that really fuels all fears. Like your fear of not succeeding, that's holding you back from achieving your next rank. Your fear of reaching out, your hesitation, reaching out to your A-listers, the people that outrank you influence-wise. Your hesitation reaching out to them over time is just making that fear bigger. It's almost like the only thing that you can do is action through it in order to starve it. I want you guys eating your fears. Eat your fears for breakfast. Don't feed it time. Eat your fears. Move fast. Act fast. No more of that when the time is right. No more of that, when the dust settles, when, I'm thinking around this time. No more of those reasonable goals that you set for yourself. I did that. And what it does is waste time. The time is always right. The time is always right, friends. The time is now. It's always now. So I want you thinking about that when you start to get yourself into that psyching up mode. The more you let time get in there and take over, you're elevating that sense. You want to feel that? Act through it. Even if you fall on your face, you can be like, well, I reached out to an influencer in the very beginning of my round 2 of my 90-day run, which a lot of you have been on. And I remember thinking, I was asking her if she was divorced because she changed her name. And it was so bad. It was so bad. So bad. And I've reached out to hundreds and hundreds of people. But I was like, move quick, act now. I got this. And before I knew it, I was talking about like, you didn't get divorced, did you? And I'm like, oh my God, what am I talking about? So just being real with you guys. Guys, have I made you think at all up to this point in our call? Have I made you think a little deeper? My armpits are sweating. I have to take this off now. Sorry, please hold. Oh no, do I have hives on my boobs? All right, so how do we combat this? Okay, let's talk about this for a minute. Besides eating them and eliminating that time gap, guys, I think we should start redefining what it means when we feel fear. Like, legitimately, this is how I live my life. And I want this for you too, because it has helped me grow and evolve and continue to build on my personal brand. It's allowed me to have the strength and courage to speak with you all. It's allowed me to have the strength and courage to launch my own business aside from Plexus coaching, which is my true passion. Okay? Like, the things I'm going to share with you are literally things that I try and live out every day. Perfectly? Hell no. But I'm trying to push the envelope, okay? Redefine what it means. What are some of those feelings that you get? Tell me some of those feelings that you get when fear creeps in. What happens? You personally. You get boob hives?
My body starts shaking.
Shaking?
I get real anxious, yeah.
Anxious, shaky, overwhelmed. Ugh, I hate that word. I hate that word even coming off my tongue. I hate it. Like, it's a weak word. I hate when I say that, I'm like, no, don't say that word. Sweaty, yes. Guys, when you feel those things, I like to think of Bob Heilig. I've been trained by Bob Heilig for years now, and way before he was ever a thing at Plexus. Like back when he was like on Periscope, I used to watch him, and I knew that he was on to some big things. But one of the things that he shared was that look at your fears almost like street lamps lighting the way, and it's showing you your way. So when you feel that anxiety and that fear about something, anything, whatever it is that's in front of you, try and look at it like a lamppost, leading your way to your purpose, leading your way to your next win, your next level of greatness. And when I started thinking in those terms, I started chasing my fears instead of quieting them and letting them take over. And almost, has anybody ever been paralyzed into inactivity because of fear? Like paralyzed you, stopped you in your tracks. And then you get so mad at yourself. And then you're depressed and you're like, oh, maybe I'm not in the right business, or maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't know enough. You ever felt that? Sucks. What if we redefined that when we felt those feelings? What if we redefined that as, oh, that just means I'm supposed to be doing it? Right now, I'm teaching my kids, you know, traffic lights and whatnot when they're like, Mom, go. And I'm like, guys, the light is red. What does that mean? Stop. Okay, when can I go? When it's green. All right, guys, it's green. What does that mean? Green means go. Green means go. When you feel fear, think of it as a green light. I don't even know what genius I heard this from years ago, but it stuck. It is a green light. Green means go. When you feel that fear, that means go. The only thing to combat your fear is to action through it. It's the only thing that's going to starve it. Okay? So that you can get on to your next big win. I tell you, most people are not winning right now because they have been taught somewhere along the lines to play it safe, that they were told, and probably your fears probably are not your fault. They probably stemmed from someone else. Maybe your crappy mom. I don't know. I'm not I'm not calling your mom crappy. Don't call your mom and say, Mom, you're crappy. My mom was crappy to me a lot, okay? So there are times where you have to actually ask yourself, is that something that's real in my head, or did somebody else plant that fear in my head? I'm willing to bet the things that you fear most right now were planted by somebody else, not by you. I see some of you nodding your heads. Would you agree with that? Now, it's cool. We're not victimizing ourselves. It just is what it is, right? Best thing is, you've got the control to change this. You now know green means go. You now know the things to identify when fear's creeping in. You now know that time is what's feeding your fear. You know this now. I feel that people are not succeeding because somebody has taught them to play it safe, to be reasonable, to set small, attainable, realistic goals. BS. Shoot for the moon. Shoot high. I can tell you this because I have set so many goals just so that I knew I could hit them, so I wouldn't fail, because that was a crippling fear of mine. Fear of failing. No more. Now I actually crave it. I'm like, sweet. Well, if I didn't hit the mark that time, I learned, probably earned a little bit while I was doing it, but I earned, and I move on. And I'm a little less fearful every time. I see some of you nodding your heads. You've done that before too, huh? You've faced a fear. You've fallen on your face. You've messed up. Anybody ever ask somebody when they're due and they weren't pregnant? You're all women. You probably haven't done that. That's something that you learn from. You don't do it again. Oh my God. Okay. So as we are wrapping up, guys, I want to ask you again a serious question. Who here deep down is kind of curious about what you are really capable of? Who's really curious? Be honest with yourselves. You're curious, aren't you? Yeah. Good. That means you're hungry. Yes. I love it. I heard this once and it's actually, this is very fitting. Guys, who's going to convention? Yay! Awesome. Yay! Guys, life and Vegas are not all that different. They're not all that different. At some point, you're going to have to start taking more risks if you want that big return, if you want to taste that potential that you're wondering if you have, that you're wondering what it is. And I think you all know that it's on the other side of what you fear most. I think you all know that. Green light, lamp posts, stop playing small, eat your fears for breakfast. I mean, honestly, what if all along it's not really fear that's holding you back? It's just lack of risk. But what do I know? Guys, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Or maybe an aha moment, something that you connected with tonight. Please share with us. Catalina blushes and stutters. I love it.
Yeah, guys, unmute yourself, or if you are having troubles unmuting yourself and you need me to, wave your hand. I can unmute on my end, I think. But yeah, I'd love to hear an aha moment, something you guys took away, or a question for Jenn. She's so amazing. I've got lots of notes.
Oh, yay.
I have a question.
Yeah, Jasmine.
How do we, Jenn, I left you a message like this morning. I feel like I've taken huge risks in my life because I've had to, in a lot of the situations that I've been in and I've gotten out of and have grown through. And now that I'm sort of in control of my own life and making choices, I don't necessarily know what risks I should be taking. Like I don't really know how to even find those lampposts, I think. And so I think I kind of sometimes just sit and wait for them to find me. And I know that that's not a very time efficient way to do things. So I'm just kind of curious, besides doing 50 reach outs a day, like how do I know what I'm supposed to be doing? That's my question.
If it's me, I would suggest, first and foremost, what gets you out of bed every day? Like what is Jasmine, now that you literally took your life back, something that a lot of people don't have the courage to do, the resources to do, the strength to do, but you did. What do you want to happen next? What would bring you so much joy that if you knew it was on the table, you would literally, when your feet hit the ground every morning, you'd be like, yes, game on. I'm so excited.
It's totally financial freedom so that I can free up my time and emotions to help others completely. And I think that's partly why I'm doing this network marketing, right? But it's in a lot of different aspects. It doesn't just stop with Plexus for me, but it's to be able to help others in other aspects of my life, to give back and help others who are going through what I've been through.
I love it.
Okay.
I need to connect you with somebody that was on my mastermind in Greece. We can chat after, but okay. I would really like to connect you with her.
Even this little bit of talk has got my brain thinking more, so I appreciate that too.
Oh, good. I'm glad. But guys, all of us, Plexus, how lucky are we that we have this vessel? We have this vessel that literally is almost like an open door to what we may want to achieve the rest of our lives. Guys, I always say that working for Plexus or in network marketing, this is like a personal development journey that the more you dive in, the more you personally develop, the more money you make. It's just it. Like the more you develop and the more you evolve, the more money you make. You want to get paid more, you self-develop more. And then you take what you learn and you teach other people and you help them win. That's what network marketing is about. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's about helping other people rise, because together we rise. Nobody rises on their own. If you do, it's really freaking lonely. Probably comes with an emotional boatload of baggage. Not fun, not relatable, not cool, not a way. And I would go so far as to say that's not even that person's purpose, if that's what they're doing. I made a lot of money in medical sales. I could have stayed there. I could go back. I did it a lot. I did a lot. But you know what? It never satisfied me. Never satisfied me. I won the grand prize at convention this year. Didn't satisfy me. This gets me out of bed. This gets me out of bed. Connecting with you guys, connecting with people, helping people win. That's my purpose. I think this is not scary for me. Putting myself out there, knowing that I'm judged all the time. What does Jenn think she is? What is she doing in Greece anyway? Doesn't she work for Plexus? What is she doing now? Yeah, you get judged a lot. Ugh, Jen's always talking about ATM. Like, can she just stop with the ATM already? No, because it helps people win. I will not stop. No. Another aha moment. What gets you out of bed, Jasmine, what you feel would get you out of bed every day and think, dang, yes, that I love, that I would give up things for. That's what you should be doing. That's your next move. But perhaps Plexus makes it easier to get to that spot. If that's the case, start winning at Plexus. How do you do that? You help your people win, and you keep winning yourself. That's how you'll get there. Other aha moments, guys. Is your brain mush? Did we go too deep?
I just love what you said about time, because I think that if you're new and you're just starting out, it's that fear of that first post that sometimes people will never make because of time. They just keep waiting for that perfect moment, or they keep waiting until they have got like some astronomical results with the products. And even me being 4+ years in, it's still that time of, it's different battles now, but it still goes back to time. Like, I'm going to go live. No, I'm not. I can't do it. And then you just work yourself out of it. So I couldn't think of what the number one thing feeding fear was, but after you said time, that makes so much sense.
Paralyzing. The more time that goes by, the more, it's almost like one by one, all of your limbs get paralyzed one by one with the more time that goes by. And by the way, guys, if you're watching this and you're new, congratulations, you've made a great decision. This is truly an extraordinary opportunity. And if I can put your mind at ease about making a post, don't sweat it, because about 3% of your audience is even going to see it. So before you're like, oh, I shouldn't post that, don't worry, because like 20 people are going to see it if you're lucky. Just saying. Now watch, somebody's gonna post and it's gonna blow up and they're gonna be like, Mila, Jenn said no one would see it. And Mila's gonna be like, yeah, this is a good problem to have. We just ripped the Band-Aid off for you. Yay, let's get some group chats. Get you a paycheck. Another aha moment before we jump off. Nicole, I feel like you want to say something.
I do. I feel like when you said that the lack of risk taking is what holds us back, that is very, very true. Like, just have to get over it and just take the risks to reap the biggest rewards.
Think about your biggest accomplishment, guys. Your biggest ones. Didn't you risk a lot to get them? Think about it. Was it worth it? There's a reason that it means so much to you. What if you made that post and somebody connected with you that was at their wit's end and you changed the game? You literally changed the trajectory of their future. And then they became your number one business builder and partner. And you started gaining financial freedom. Would that be worth it? You don't know unless you take risks. The more risks you take, the more apt you are to win. There's no such thing as luck. You want luck? Take a lot more risks. Good things will come.
Awesome. Jenn, thank you so much for pouring into us. I can just tell, like, I love how interactive it was and people got to chat with you. I appreciate it so much. Does anybody else have one last thing they want to add before we, Maribel?
My takeaway, shoot for the moon. Stop playing small. Eat your fears for breakfast.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you, Jenn.
Oh, it's my pleasure, guys. I'm so honored. You know, you've got a fantastic leader. You guys are going to be an Emerald team very soon. Don't think for a minute that Mila's doing this just for her. Guys, when you become a Jewel, you get lots of perks, and those perks, she will be able to help you more. You will win more as you guys when you guys become an Emerald team. So link up, man. Link up. Hold each other accountable. Tell each other when you took a risk. Hey, I did this today. Yes. Cheer each other on. Hey, I fell on my face today reaching out to my A player. Awesome. You reached out to your A player. Way to go. You'll get it right next time. Talk to each other. Cheer each other on, man. Can't do this alone. And you don't want to. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I hope I didn't go too long. I hope it was helpful for you and insightful. And I hope that you're going to bed tonight asking yourself, gosh, do I really have that purpose in me that I'm supposed to be unveiling? The answer's yes. No, I'm sorry. The answer's hell yes. Yes. You have it in you. Eat your fears for breakfast tomorrow. Make sure you join my group so we can connect more, guys, if you're into the sales thing. Crave the clothes.
I'll be checking that out too. Crave the clothes. Thank you so much, Jen. You're wonderful. Thank you guys all for everybody else for hopping on too. Great to have all you guys. Have a good evening, guys.
Bye. See you at convention.
Yes.